Welcome to the Model Car Hobby Headquarters Unpodcast with your host, Luka Cee. Now here he is, Luka Cee. Well, hello, my fellow car modelers. How you doing today? We got another great Unpodcast for you, and I'm bringing on an old friend of mine that has a YouTube channel, of course, but he is a really cool builder, fun builder, and we've got some great things to talk about. This is Clifton Smith. His channel is KBCC Garage. You got to go check it out. He's doing some really cool projects, and that 70s Dodge pickup. We're going to talk about that. That thing's looking really cool. And he has been probably one of my first regular commenters. And, we would always talk back. We kind of have the same views on models and how to build and like coming up with stories in our heads. I remember us talking about that. And I just thought, I gotta honor him on account of, and I've wanted to meet him face to face. And this is like the closest thing because I'm in Phoenix, Arizona, and you're way out there in Texas and 17 hours away from me. But this is cool finally getting to talk to you kind of face to face here. And I'm excited about this. So I want everybody to meet you. So thanks for coming on, man.
Thanks for bringing me on. I'm happy to be here.
I'm happy to have you. Happy to have you. This is going to be a fun conversation. And really, you're how long have you been building? I mean, that's pretty much what we started out at. I mean, you got you into model cars. What is your whole? You're obviously a car lover.
Oh, definitely.
That's why we get into this, right?
Oh, definitely.
And real quick, just so everybody knows, we were just talking about this. He's got that. Show the hat. Your nickname there. That's KBCC Garage, a Kissy Boy custom cars.
Custom
right?
cars.
Yeah,
yeah, you got it.
I like that. I thought that was cool, man. So there, you're Kissy Boy. Let's hear your story. That's what we had you on for. Everybody
appreciate it.
Gets sick of hearing me yak. Yeah, definitely. What was it? When did you start getting into cars? What got you in cars? What was that thing that got you into building model cars when you were a kid, or did you start when you were an adult?
Well, getting me into cars, that actually started from, I guess, when I was a baby. My mom said when I was like 2 or 3 years old, I tried to grab the wheel from the car when she was driving. So the whole thing with cars started really early.
I'd say that.
As far as models went, that actually, I blame my brother for that because he's 10 years older than me. And when I was like 5, he'd be in his room building. And I'd look in the door and I'd be watching him. He was a teenager. So he'd be like, if he saw me in his room, he'd be like, get out of here. So I learned to
get out of there.
Go ahead and exactly. Have a crack in the door. I'd watch him and I'd stand there for like maybe an hour or two. But if he ever found me standing there, he'd be like, what are you doing? Get out of here. But finally, after a while, he would start to bring me into his room. So he's like, you sit there, don't say anything. And just sit and watch him build. And I actually did a video on it once about like there was a whole thing going around about how you got started in models.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah. And I had told about it before. He had a bunch of different models. I never built any of them, but I would get them as gifts. So like I was only 5 years old. Yeah. I give them to him and just watch him build them. He let me watch him build them.
Oh, cool.
It wasn't officially me getting into modeling so much as me just getting like the spark started, I guess.
It's the inspiration.
Exactly. And actually, every build that I do, I've told my brother, is like, it's dedicated to you. So every one that I do is dedicated to him.
That's cool. Do you have a particular like brand you side with? Like you seem to be a bit of a Mopar guy, from like what I've seen you build.
It's funny that people think that. I grew up with GM, Chevy, and Ford, but my brother actually got me into Fords. Not so much that I like them, many brand specific. It's just that's what's convenient. He's a mechanic. Yeah. I was kind of like, I've never really been a mechanic. I can do stuff, but I'm not like I can't build a motor. Is what I'm saying. So he can do stuff like that, and I can't. So he started owning Fords. His first Ford was like a 90 Lincoln LSC. He started collecting parts for that. So I was like, well, when I get my first car, I guess I got to get something that he can work on. Yeah. So I got a 97 Mercury Grand Marquis. So anything went wrong with that, he knows.
Oh, yeah. Parts. My daughter has an 04 ex-police car, Crown Vic. It was one of those, right?
I have one too now.
Oh, you do? Oh, God, I love those cars. I'm trying to get her to give that to me. Needs a little work, but I want to play with that car.
Oh, those are fun.
Yeah, they are.
Fun cars.
Yeah, those are pretty cool cars. They're a lot of fun to play with. And is yours a ex-police car?
Texas Border Patrol.
Oh, coolness!
They come in Texas.
Yeah. Mine is or my daughter's, I should say, is a highway patrol. Is the DPS is what they call them here in
I used
Arizona.
I used to have a Mass State Trooper car too when I was in Massachusetts.
Really?
Yeah.
No kidding.
Like the full two-tone blue.
Yeah.
It didn't have the decals on it. Yeah. I used to get pulled over on a regular basis.
I loved cop cars. I love cop cars since I was a little kid. I was fascinated with police cars, so I always wanted to have an ex-police car. I never bought one, and then when she got one, I was like, "Oh, this is so cool."
Well, I grew up watching the Blues Brothers too, so
yeah,
my new car I call it Kissy Boy's Blues Mobile.
Yeah, that's right. It's got a cop suspension and cop brakes, and
got a 440 cubic inch plant. Cop tires, cop suspension, cop shacks. Some model made before catalytic converters, so they run good on regular gas. It's the Kissy Boys Bluesmobile.
You got it down, especially with that Boston accent. Huh? Yeah. So you're just a car lover, man. You just love good old, four wheels and four tires and a steering wheel.
Exactly.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, that's what drives me. When did you actually start doing your own building?
I actually started, I think it was when I was around 8. I can remember the exact time pretty much. I was in like a Walgreens, and I'd seen the AMT 65 Buick Riviera.
Oh yeah.
Got the
Oh yeah. Everybody has that special model, and then they have the box, right?
Yep.
At least they have.
And we were just walking through the store, and I showed it to my dad. And like I said, my dad and his brothers, they all grew up around. They all had Buicks, so I didn't have to convince them too hard to get it for me.
Oh,
so you got that for me, and a tube of Elmer's glue.
Oh, well, at least you could get the glass in good.
Yeah, I didn't know that then.
How did that work out?
I brought it home, right? And I'm sitting on the kitchen table with all the parts just strewn all over the place, just gluing stuff together with Elmer's glue, wondering why it don't stick. And then my brother comes in maybe about a half hour later, and he comes in, he sees everything on the table, and he sees me putting it together with Elmer's glue. He's like, "No, what are you doing?" Give it here. He took everything, washed it up, and he put it together.
Oh,
so I got my hands dirty, but I didn't actually build it, though.
Yeah, so he built that one for you, but hey, you get an E for effort on that one, giving it a crack, right? That's cool. That's cool. And did you continue on to build like that all through? Was there that break for the girls and the real cars, and then later on?
Well, that actually came later.
Yeah,
but I started up in high school. I could never get a paint job right. The only time I got a paint job right was if I was painting for somebody else.
Oh, so you had a good friend of yours, Murphy, huh?
Yeah. I had a couple of friends I remember in high school. One of them had the AMT 69 Oldsmobile.
Yeah.
And he had all the decals and everything. He's like, "Hey, you build models. Can you paint this for me?" I was like, "Well, I don't know how well I'm going to do with it." I brought it home. I cleaned it, sanded and everything, made sure everything was smooth. Went out in the backyard and painted it for him. And as it dried, I was like, "Wait a minute. Do I really have to give this back to him?"
Oh, you fell in love with it. Fell in love with one of you. Yeah.
I had to give it back to him. And I was like, well, I tried to use the same techniques again when I was building my own model. And I don't know what I did. I was just like, I just spray bombed it. So
just can't get that lightning in a bottle twice.
Exactly. And it's so easy to do now.
Yeah, exactly. And even now, that's why I don't like contracting out builds, because I always end up falling in love with them. I don't want to give them. I don't want to give them to the guy who's paying for it. I've got some that I've done. I have pictures of them, and I go, man, what I would do to have that model. It's just so neat.
Exactly.
Was saying, and you said a lot of people assume that you're a pretty heavy Mopar guy because you do build a lot of. But yeah, you do build pretty much everything, just like most of us.
Well, the thing with Mopars is, if you think about it, in like TV shows, movies, and things like that, what do you see the most? Like, I actually did a video on my channel about it.
Oh, you did?
Mopars are evil. You think about it.
That's right.
Wheels of Terror.
Oh man, that Wheels of Terror Charger. That thing, isn't that the coolest thing? I remember one Sunday afternoon, that's when I discovered that movie. I just was on. I was, what in the heck was it? It was like the car was filthy, and the way they just kind of cut and bent the front bumper there to make it look, ticked off. That was awesome. Terrible movie, but that car was cool.
Yeah, I watched that movie when I was like 11.
Yeah.
It scared the mess out of me.
Did it? Yeah,
I actually built one.
Did you?
A while back, yeah.
Oh man.
I had the 71, I got all the pieces here in front of me, 71 Dodge Charger.
Oh yeah.
And I took the 73 bumper and put it on the back, and I pinched together the front so it had like a little.
Oh yeah, you got that look.
Yeah,
because that's all you need to do, man. And it was the car was just like flat black with a lot of mud sprayed all over it.
Exactly. If I did it again, I could probably do it better. But I did it back in like 2007, I think it was.
Oh, really?
Yeah. And the thing about something like that is the more dust it collects, the better it looks.
Yeah, it looks fantastic. It was kind of like The Car. Remember the movie The Car? And it was just such a dusty atmosphere. They filmed the thing in the desert, so the car was always filthy dirty. That was a car I really loved when I was a kid. That was a movie that. Yeah. You'd hear that honk. Yeah.
Was that a George Barris guy?
I think, George Barris. What, he took like a 77 Mercury, not Mercury, but a Lincoln Mark, whatever they were, whatever the mark was for that year. I think it was one of those, and just did crazy slab metals welded to it and stuff. And
it was flat, but it was beautiful.
It was absolutely beautiful. That was such a cool car. But yeah, that's the one time the evil car wasn't a Mopar. But
Mopars are Fords.
Mopars, Fords. Yes, the Chevys, they're all good. They're all the good guys. But yeah, that's true. Well, no, you got the General Lee. That was a good guy.
Yeah, he was a good guy. That's the exception, I guess. But
that's the
bad guy cars were like old, dirty Mercury Monacos and stuff.
Monacos, that's right.
Oh, the old Ford LTDs.
Yeah. They wadded a ton of those, didn't they, in that show? A while back, when we got into some discussions on the comments there, my old videos is I think I mentioned once about how when I make a model, I will invent a story in my head, because even if I'm doing something that's a bashed up car, if I'm doing something, there's always a story to my models. And you're going, I do the same thing.
Yep.
And then I watched some of your videos, how you talked about explaining why the car is the way it is. This dude did this with this car, and that's why, because he was into that and all that. And it's neat to come up with a backstory. It's like kind of a fun part of the model.
It's motivation for me.
It is motivation.
It's like I said, I've grown up watching car movies and TV movies, Smokey and the Bandit. Dukes of Hazzard, obviously, and then all those car movies. I'm discovering more obscure car movies from the 70s now too, and I watch those too, like Double Nickel and. I'm not going to 60 Seconds, but it was another one with the guy that played the father on Christmas Story.
Gavin. Oh,
it's a major award.
He's Gavin. Why I can't think. He's like one of my favorite actors. Anything he's in, I love watching him.
Yeah,
and like this TV channel I watch a lot that shows nothing but old shows on Saturday nights, because they do like science fiction and horror Saturday night. He was in a TV show back in the early 70s called The Night Stalker. And that's when I first was introduced. And it's his style of acting, which he's almost the same character, so he's maybe not really that great of an actor. He was. But I just like Gavin.
Darren McGavin?
Darren McGavin, that's what it is. Darren McGavin. I feel so much better now. I felt bad not remember his name, because anything he's in, he watched. But he played Lee Petty in the Richard Petty story. And Richard Petty played himself, actually. And he was awesome as Lee Petty. And it was that, if that is not, if you haven't seen that movie, you got to check it out.
What was it called?
It's just, I think it's just called the Richard Petty story. It came out, it was done in the early 70s. It was when Richard was just starting to really take on he was the king, but it was really taking off for him in like 73, 74. And they really cover the early days, and they focused, a lot of the movie focused in on Lee Petty. And so Darren was, in, kind of like really the lead role. And there's a lot of cool car stuff that goes on in that movie. All how he started in racing and moonshining, and the car that he bought off of this one guy, because the dude was gonna go to jail. And it's neat. It's a neat movie, and it's those old 70s road movies, man, like Macon County Line and all that.
Oh yeah, I watched. I probably wore out, even though it's digital. I wore out watching White Lightning.
Oh yeah,
I started to build the Gator McCluskey car.
Oh, are you
actually? Yeah.
Really? How you doing that? Do you have a video on that one? I didn't see that.
That's all on Facebook. I haven't made any videos on YouTube because I didn't want to.
I'm trying, because it kind of sounds familiar, but because
I started it.
I gotta see that. That is I love that car. That movie.
Well, here's the thing. This will probably get you too.
Yeah.
I have 1-to-1 70. Well, it's not a 71 Galaxy or custom, but I have a 72 LTD that I call.
Oh, you did? Yeah. Is it a 2 or 4 door? Is it 2 door?
That's 4 door.
Is it 4 door? That's funny because I was one day, I don't know, probably about 20 years ago, I was I happened to find that because I hadn't seen it in so long, and I found a video of it and bought it. And I watched it and I was like, oh my, I need one of those early LTDs. I need one right now. I go over to a buddy of mine's shop. He ran this gas station, and he had a lot of customers that were with him for years and years and years. So they were these old ladies, and he took really good care of them. Wow. And when they got too old to drive, they would give him his cars. I go over there, and what's parked over there? A 71 4-door LTD.
Oh gosh.
That's exactly what I said. And I was like, what's up with that? He says, he said the drive for the oil pump broke. It just broke right off, but everything's fine with it. And that just needs to be replaced. The pump, the rod, the light. And he said, and she just doesn't want to bother with. She's given up driving. She just gave it to me. I go, what do you want for it? He says, give me $400. You got it. That thing went home with me. I went and bought that's all I did. Those Fords, it was really easy to just drop that pan, get it out of the way. The crossmember. I got that thing fixed. I drove that thing for, probably a year.
Was it brown?
It was a light brown, but it actually was in amazing condition. And so this was like 2001 or 2002.
Wow.
And it was in great condition. And that was an old car then, but it was. And I'll tell you, here in Arizona, interiors do not last. The cars don't rust away, but our interiors get blown away. And the interior was beautiful because it was like that, kind of like a green, a lighter green or something. Oh man, that car was in nice shape. And then
it's the same here in Texas too. Like they don't rust. But then you got the opposite from Boston. Like the same car I have now, if I had it in Boston, the outside would be just like a crumbling cracker. Well,
but you would have like about a foot down from the top of the door, and that's the end of the body.
Yeah, exactly.
The rest of it's dust. Yeah, they didn't last up. I remember that from living in up by Buffalo.
Yeah.
Yeah, they rotted away. So you got that car. That is cool.
Oh, yeah.
Those are cool. I see them for sale now. I just recently saw one for sale that was running and it was decent and all that. And the guy was asking $8,000 for it. Wow. I'd buy something like that like for $400 20 years ago.
Those days might be gone.
They are very gone. They are very gone. Yeah, those are pretty cool cars. Those Gator McCluskey. I'm very curious to see how you're doing that because I imagine you're starting with the 69 Ford.
It's actually a missing link body.
Oh boy, I forget about them, man. Yeah. Ooh.
But the thing is, I'm building two of them. So I'm not two Gator McCluskey cars. I was building Gator, and then I'm building my own car. I'm calling it Little Gator.
Oh, okay. All righty. So shoot.
That one, yeah.
Oh, so yeah, I do remember when they did that, man. That was a great resin casting company, and they just kind of that was a great resin casting company that, I guess, you can't get from them anymore. I got a couple of their stuff, a couple of their kits and fantastic work, but you got to buy that stuff when you see it if there's something you want, because you never know how long they're going to be around.
It's weird because like with missing link stuff, I'll see it one time and it'll be like, I'll try to bid on it. I get most of my stuff off eBay. I try to bid on it and then I'll lose. And then I wait like a year or two and it'll come back around again and I get lucky and I get it. The same thing with that Dodge D100. The short bed for it. I actually found it one time and that's also missing link. I found that one time, bid on it, got to the end of it and lost like the last second.
Oh, wow. Yeah.
And then this time I found it and it seemed like nobody saw it. Like nobody was bidding on it. It came down to like 10 seconds and I bid on it. I got it. So I got lucky. Cool.
Yeah. Oh, that's always stress. Yeah, they're usually always a bid style. They don't ever just put up for sale, do they?
Oh no.
Yeah, it's always there was recently one I was watching. A car. I really would like to have a 60. What would it be a 67 Galaxy. Love the 67 Galaxy. I love Galaxies. Really, I like all the years. That's probably so I've had a few of real ones, and I had a 67 4-door.
Nice.
And I love that car. I had that when I lived in Virginia, and that was fun rolling through the back roads and stuff in that thing. And when I get them, I like keeping the big steering wheel too. That thing was just like driving a marshmallow. But I was watching one for a while, and I kept missing out on that one. But I'd like to get one of those. I know they used to do that. I don't know if this was one of theirs anymore. There seems to be other people selling their resins now too, so it looks like it's theirs. But I have a 64 Chevelle that's there. That is just really great quality.
Nice.
So maybe I'll build it one day. Who knows? The Dodge pickup you're working on right now, that's a resin then? Just a short bed?
It's actually not. I bought the bed, but what I did was I'm keeping the missing link bed as a template because I want to make more of them. So I took the actual D100 bed and used that and cut it down.
That's what I thought, because I've been wanting to sit down and watch that video because it looked like you were making it.
Yeah.
So you actually are shortening it and all that. And I have one that's unfinished. I was doing the same thing, trying to
nice.
Get that down. I wanted a short bed. For some reason, model companies never make short beds. They always do long beds.
I don't know why.
I know. You'd think
like
they would.
No 4-doors either.
No, they don't like that. But you would think that they would do short beds over long beds because they usually go for kind of the sportier, more sought after stuff. But yeah, that's that and a C10 short box. Something else I'm kind of tinkering with right now. I would work with the 72.
I have one of those too.
Yeah, those are short, and it's more than just cutting a piece off and bam, you got to move everything around.
Yeah. It's a whole whole ball of wax you got to deal with at that point. I was lucky; I already had the Little Red Express truck for the short chassis, so I didn't have to cut that. So.
Yeah, I bought up for those little projects. I bought up a few of those when those were out, when they're easy to get. Because now everything's all long. That's the only way you could have a short bed chassis through that.
Yeah,
that kit, that thing's gone now.
Exactly.
But yeah, I love those Dodge trucks. Those are cool looking. But that looks like you're doing a good job on it.
Appreciate it.
Yeah, I got to check that out a little more closer.
I'd actually done one before that too. Back in I think in 2019. I was modeling. It's modeled to look like a one-to-one truck I'd seen on Google Images, and it's had the long bed on it, and I didn't know how to cut it back then, so I just kind of built it as it was and kind of let it go.
Yeah,
I call this new one Take Two because it's a second take on the original truck.
Oh, okay. What year are you doing it? Are you just using the grill that came in the
Yep. So the grill came with it, and I just kind of thinned the back of it and then drilled out each one of the holes and cleaned them out.
Nice.
Stripped it.
Oh, you're one of those guys too, huh? I love doing that too. I love opening up those grills. Why not, man?
Yeah.
It gives that added little touch, doesn't it?
A little touch.
Sometimes that is a ball to do.
I listen to blues music, so I just put my headphones on, listen to some Junior Wells, Sonny Boy Williamson. And just...
Yeah. Nice. Yeah, getting to your zen right there.
Exactly.
Yeah, that's definitely the way to do it. Okay. Well, I tell you what, let's go ahead and take a little break here, and we will take a little commercial break for everyone, and we will be right back. We got more stuff to talk about because, well, we're talking about models, and when do we stop talking about them, right?
Never.
That's right.
Always.
Always. We'll see you guys in a few seconds here. Okay. You're watching the Luka Cee Channel on YouTube. All right, everyone. We are back, and I tell you what, we see that you're obviously a car guy. You got some classics even now. Have you had a lot of different cars through your life that just inspired you, or do you have anything that's your favorite? Or
well, out of all the cars I've owned, I think my favorite, I had a 73 Pontiac Luxury Le Mans.
Oh, really?
That I actually learned how to drive stick in because it was
no kidding. Tree. Oh, yeah.
And I bought it before I learned how to drive it.
Yeah, you got to have a 3 on the tree once in your life.
Yeah,
those can be a blast. Or they can be a heartbreak. Mechanically.
That was my favorite car.
That's cool. Those are cool. I love Pontiacs. When did you kind of get into wanting to do YouTube? What kind of drove you to do YouTube and your whole thing that you wanted to do with it?
Well, I'd actually discovered a bunch of people back in 2013, way before we moved to Texas. And like I used to watch those. I don't even know if he's around anymore. This kid called Bowtie Bad Boy 63 or something like that. He was like the first YouTube video I saw about models. Like this one day I just saw the search for it, and then he disappeared. He's doing some really good stuff. And then I discovered Dr. Cranky, and then Fast Jimmy 71.
Yep.
And then Mr. Mini Dreams. Like I use stuff now from watching Mini Dreams videos. Like he was like the first one first YouTuber I ever really talked to.
Oh, really?
And then yeah. And then I discovered used to do the Friday night hangout with Fred Henry, hosted by Young Model Master and this kid Skylar Jojola, 8-second speed shop, which I had to blow the dust off of that channel name.
Oh wow. Yeah. That's a little before my time. I didn't really get into watching YouTube for model car stuff. I didn't even think about it. I was heavy into YouTube watching real car stuff back in those days. And it was kind of when Andy said you should start a model car channel. So I started looking to see if there was any. And it was at one point in time when I was thinking about doing it, but we're probably talking 16, 17 in that time period. Mm-hmm. Kind of those guys that you're talking about were kind of dropping off. I found like Chevy Cheeseburger. Yep. I found Dr. Cranky. He was like at that time, he was kind of like rolling with it. He was the guy.
He was the guy.
And as I've gotten to know other YouTubers and everything, like especially talking to BG about the history of what we do here, he talks about those hangouts and Fred Henry. You know, Fred Henry is like aces. I like Fred. I got to meet him in Atlanta. We had a real good time together. And I always like BSing with Fred. And, you know, and I had him on here. I want to have him on here again. And I had always, and every once in a while, I like to drop into his little live streams that he has. When you're just looking at what he's building, and he's just talking doing what Fred Henry does. Yeah, I could talk to that guy for hours. But
my build is.
Yeah. And I always heard about that Friday night hangout. He kind of was a big part of that, and everybody talks about that was what drove BG was doing that stuff. But that was before my time. That would have been really fun getting involved. It'd be kind of fun to do stuff like that again.
I was thinking of that. I mean, like we said before, getting back into this. For me, I need structure in order to get into something. Like I work and then I come in here and it's just like I'll work on the models, but I don't think to do like record it or to go on the YouTube to have to edit a video and then put it out there too.
Yeah, my one thing, and I just don't try anymore. I finally figure out ways to go about it, but the whole I can't really get into the building and filming me building part of it. It gets in the way of my building. I'd rather build and then show you what I've done and maybe show a couple things how to do. I enjoy doing that, but I really like. That's what I like about doing this show is I like meeting all the guys like you and stuff and hearing your stories. And then, later, I'll definitely be having you on again with other dudes. I've done a couple of them where I brought a couple of other guys on and we just have the Unpodcast where we're just talking about model cars. That's what we do, right?
Exactly.
It's a model car thing. It's just fun. And just talking about now, like talking about the history of, that I do with Scale Auto and all that stuff. There's this history of now YouTube with model cars. There's some guys that really were the guys back in the day. I guess we have a back in the day now in this. It's been going on for about 10 years or so. Yeah. So now and I was out of it. So it's guys like you who were involved back then and got inspired by those dudes to hear the stories.
I'm an OG, I guess.
You are an OG, man. You and Fred is he's like one of the OGs, isn't he? Yeah.
He's the OGsiest.
He is the OGsiest. I just find that stuff. It's like I'm starting to get more into wanting to, like I did a little live stream last night, just jumped in with a bunch of guys over on Matthew from Model Cars Video. He has his Patreon. He asked me if I wanted to just be a guest there, and he does live stream with his Patreons. Nice. I was like, I think I want to start doing that. I think I want to start doing more. I used to not really want to get into live streams, but it's like, I don't know if I'm not going to do live streams like this is taped and I can edit it so that we look a heck of a lot smarter than we really are. But but I want to start doing some live streams too, or getting into other people's live streams. I might do a couple. But more of it's fun for us to all get together and just talk about model cars and tinker at the bench.
Yeah, that was the fun part about it.
Yeah, is that what you would do? Would you get in like this, but you would be at your bench and working on your models?
Well, sometimes, and other times we would just get in and we would just talk, like just normal conversation. Sometimes, occasionally, we wouldn't even get in the models. So we just shoot the breeze.
Yeah, that happens.
But then we would I'd ask like tips and stuff like that. I'm building this. What do you think of this color?
What
color would you paint this, or what would you do to get, the results that I'm looking for? Type of situation.
Are there like some shows like out your way? Are there particular shows you go to? You try to make to? Do you do the show thing?
I was before the whole pandemic deal. They have a show called Model Fiesta. Just to go to every day, every year.
Every day. Oh, that
would be beautiful, wouldn't it?
Wouldn't it? I'd go.
Yeah. But actually, I met Freddie from H-Town Model Shop. You know him?
From what is he called?
Freddie from H-Town Model Shop.
H-Town Model Shop? No, I haven't.
He was pretty big into the YouTube scene for a while, and he kind of dropped out. But I would see him there every year. I actually met him there. I was surprised when I first seen him. I was like, wow, that's Freddie. That's the first time I met a YouTuber in the flesh. So I was like, wow. I figured he wasn't going to talk to me. Like I thought he was going to say like hi and then go about.
Yeah.
I hung out with him for the rest of the
little
time.
people.
Yeah, exactly. 3 years in a row, we went there and I hung out with him. I was like, it got to a point where I was like, I could text him and just be like, what do you think of this? And he told me, give me tips on what I can do. Yeah, that's one show. And then there was another one. I only went to one that was in Houston called, I think it just happened again. Houston Automotives Model Society.
Yeah. Isn't that the one that Jim Rogers from Salvino's just went to?
Funny thing about that, now that we mention it, I built my first D100 pickup truck to go to that show.
Oh,
and
really?
I'm building another one.
Yeah.
A little late now, though.
Well, there's more. Yeah. Have you ever thought of like going to some of the other shows, like over to Atlanta or anything else like that? Or
well, I was definitely wanting to go to. I forgot the name of the show. Eastward, Atlanta.
Yeah. The one that we all went to. Yeah, the Atlanta show. It's just nothing but fun. I'll always talk highly of it. Yeah, Acme. Those Acme guys. Yeah,
that's the one.
Yeah, that is a
every year
show.
someone tried to convince me to go. Like, Cliff, you gonna be there?
I know. I always had. It was always one of those ones that I had friends that say, you should go. You ought to go. And last year was my first time going, and I'm like, I can't make it this year, but I'm also not saying it won't happen. I might have this I'm keeping the window cracked just in case. Because if I have the chance to split there to go to it, I will. Yeah. I'll go every year if I can. But I will definitely go next year if I don't go this year. That show was a ball. I have to say it was probably the funnest model show I ever went to.
Wow.
Yeah. It felt like, it gave me the feeling like the very first model show I ever went to and how excited I was. Because when the first model show I went to, which was the late 80s, didn't have the YouTubers, but what we did have were those model builders that were in Scale Auto all the time.
Yep.
And there was a lot of them that were in Scale Auto, a lot that were from Southern California. So I go to that show and man, meeting all them dudes, and that was really cool. So that's what Atlanta was like.
I'd seen a lot of people when I was in Massachusetts. There was a mass car and plastic model shows.
Yeah, you had.
And I'd see all these guys there, and they were in the magazines too. But I was younger then, and these all these older guys, and I'm as a shy kid, I'm not gonna go talk to them. I'm standing there looking at their models. And they kind of like.
But you'd be surprised. Because I was, when I got into it, when I went to that first show, I was the young kid and there were a bunch of older dudes. And I was like, they were cool when I come up and I go, I seen that car in the magazine. I started asking about, and they love talking about their models.
I wish I'd known that then.
I can see it. But I don't know. You probably can't tell, but I'm someone who, usually can't shut up. So and I say what comes in my head. So I don't know. I guess I'm just not shy. I think I am, but I like to say I'm shy, but I don't think I am.
I am at times myself, but I don't know.
Yeah, I tell you, you gotta go to that. You definitely. To me, shows are really the heart of this hobby. It really makes the hobby even better, and it's cool that we got this kind of stuff. This has brought. It used to be that's the only way modelers could get together unless you had like a local club, but to go out and meet other people. Maybe I sold that to you then. Maybe get out there, man.
Like I said, the window's cracked. Just kidding.
Crack that window just in case. When you set out to build a model, I mean, do you have different degree? Like this is the one that I'm going to bring it to that level. Like I want to compete with this one, but this one I'm just doing because I enjoy it and I'm not going to worry about. I just want to sit there and look cool.
Yeah. Honestly, I when I was a teenager, I wanted to go out there and I wanted to win. I wanted to be like those guys and compete in the contests and stuff like that. And actually, I never went past third place, but I used to place. But now I've kind of got the mindset. I just want to build something, put it on the table, and say that's mine. Yeah, and get to meet other people, talk to them. I'm not as shy as I used to be. I'll go and I'll talk to people. If I see something I like, I'll say something to them, but I don't really go to win or anything. I build the best I can, but then if it looks good to me, I'm like, okay, there it is. Look at that, and I'm gonna go with your stuff.
That's the right attitude. That's the right attitude because I think you end up, when you have that kind of attitude, you end up just enjoying these events a lot more. I mean, and it's okay to be competitive if you want it, if you want to build for that, because it's always it's enjoyable to win. It's enjoyable to be competitive, but I don't. You put your model on the table, and there's guys that just build better stuff, and they whoop you. It's like,
oh yeah,
well, I'm not mad. I want to know how the heck he did that.
How'd you do that? Yeah. I was surprised. I had placed third place at one of the model fiestas. I was like, when they said my name, I was like,
what?
Me?
Yeah. Oh, I think we all say whenever our name gets called. You got a pretty big stash there, or you're hiding it?
It's not in the camera angle here.
No.
It's all behind the camera.
Yeah.
If I could show you, and I got some in storage too. So.
Oh yeah. Oh, so you got the illness.
Yeah.
You got the sickness. Oh, that's good to hear. That's a good sickness.
Oh yeah.
Love having them. They're fun to love. I just sometimes sit here and I enjoy looking at them. They're cool.
Yeah. You don't have to build it, just like this, the box art.
Oh yeah. Yeah. Crazy about box art. Do you have a favorite box art? There's one particular, maybe you don't have it and you're looking for it, or it was your holy grail?
The only one I could think of is the first one I got, the one my dad bought for me, the 65 Buick. But that's because of nostalgia. It's not that was that great a box art. Can't think of one right now. I'm too anxious to get inside the box.
Yeah. Do you have a favorite model kit? Is there something that well, we already know this pickup truck is like your second run on that, but do you have a particular model that's like your favorite model that you've got a few stashed away and you'll build it a couple of times?
Oh, that I haven't built yet? I got a couple
of
hands.
Do you have a particular model kit that you've built multiple?
Probably the one I built the most would be that the Starsky and Hutch 76 Torino.
Oh yeah?
Yeah.
Really?
I got when I built the Starsky and Hutch. I got one I started just before we were going to move to Texas. So that one's in storage, and I haven't seen that one in like 7 years because it's in the storage and I can't get the back of it. In a box someplace. I built the junk Torino, and then I built a stockish Torino. So I think it's like 4 or 5 of them. Then I got 4 of them in boxes over there. One that I started, so that's 5 or 6 of them.
Oh, really? Is that a particular car that you really like, or there's something about the kit you dug?
Well, I love the car, and then there were sales.
Oh. Yeah.
And different ideas popped into my head. I see somebody on Facebook, like this guy, Nicholas Sandone Jr. Oh, the third or junior? Junior, sorry.
And
if you're watching, Nick.
What was his name? What's the full name?
Nicholas Sandone.
Oh, okay, yeah.
He built one a few years ago, and he had Steve Zimmerman wheels on it.
Oh,
and
okay.
I took a chance and sent him a message on Facebook. I've been talking to him ever since, every once in a while, about that car. And actually, I have a car I called the Villain, 65 Plymouth Belvedere, the Mobius model.
Oh, I remember that. I remember that car. Yeah, see, and that was the first one. That's another thing. You like to name your cars, and that was the first one that you gave it we picked up, that you named your cars the Villain. Yeah, I remember that. Cool.
So that car actually went to a show back east with one of his cars. So it was me, him, Mini Dreams, and then Vision 124, George Ramos.
Mm-hmm. Oh, so yeah.
We all did the same kit build, and that car went back east. I stayed here, so I didn't get to go to the show. So we went to one of the bigger shows, and I didn't get to go. So my car has been more places than I have.
Well, your car had fun.
Yeah, I hope it did. It came back in one piece, thank goodness.
Well, that's all that matters. Yeah, I've only done that once. I sent a model with a friend of mine up to Salt Lake. I couldn't make it, and so I've entered Salt Lake, but I've never been to the Salt Lake show. It made it back.
Yeah, it
didn't make it in my hands. I ended up destroying it over years. It was actually a model I rebuilt on the channel here. It was my Grumpy's Toy 70 Camaro. I did back in like 1990. I remember that black car, man, the Villain.
And that was my channel mascot for a while.
Yeah, it was. It was. And that was the one that I think that was the one when you told me you had a backstory to it and all that stuff. And I just find that neat. That was the one thing I'll never forget.
Beware.
Yeah. Ooh, there you go with the radio voice. Yeah, that was a cool idea. I missed you. I thought you were gone for a while. You did a name change, and I was always seeing you, and then I was talking to BG, and we were talking, and I would see you on the Facebook groups. I go, who used to comment on my channel a lot? We used to go back and forth. Was Clifton Smith. I always liked his models, but I never see him anymore. He goes, and no, he's still doing it. He's on YouTube, but well, he never goes on my channel and comments. And then I went to go look for you, and I couldn't find you. He goes, oh no, he's a KBCC Garage.
Yeah.
Oh well, there you go. And then I look back and I see you've been commenting all this time.
I wasn't thinking enough to do something like, hey, my channel name has changed. I just figured like, you'd find it.
Yeah, I was just so happy that you were still watching, you were still commenting, man.
I'm still here.
Awesome. I always like going back and forth with you. And so that's cool. So now I know who you are. Now I know when you make a comment on my video.
One of my favorite comments from favorite parts of one of your videos.
Yeah.
And I got you on here to tell you about it.
Oh, let's hear about this.
When you were leaving Andy's, and he's like, do you want a bag for that? And you're like, no, Andy, I'll eat it here.
Let's see if it works. Well, look at that. It's approved. Oh. That's amazing. There you go. And your card, sir.
Thank you.
And would you like a bag for that, sir?
No, thank you, Andy. I'll eat it here. Oh yeah, back in the skit day. I gotta start. I've had a lot of people say you gotta start doing those skits again. Yeah, when I first started, I was really into doing Second City television stuff or something. It was fun. Yeah, Andy and I had a blast doing that too.
You should do more of those.
Yeah, I do want to go back to doing them. I come up with great ideas. That's a lot of fun. And now that I got buddies doing YouTube, man, it'd be cool to do some collabs and do some goofy stuff.
If you need any voiceover,
hey, you are the guy. I'm gonna keep you. I'm gonna keep you in my Rolodex. Yeah,
I mean, you already got the voice for, so I don't know if you need.
It's always good to have other voices, and it's like, and like the model car guys with BG, and that was something I always wanted to do, and him being local, and we gelled so good together, and man, we have a ball with that. We want to start bringing others in on that too every once in a while, and need to change up the dynamics and stuff.
Exactly, I'm here.
Yeah, and that's the cool thing about doing stuff like this. Yeah, definitely. This is not your last time on this channel. I'm going to warn you about that. I'm definitely going to be watching a lot more of your stuff now that I know that you're still doing it, because I go back and I looked at your channel because I thought you were gone, and I'm going, wow, look at I got all, as BG says, I got you in my watch list. But I want to take a look at some of this stuff, because I'm looking at some of the models you did, and I've noticed the stuff you would post on the group. Yeah. I knew you were always on the Facebook group, and I was really liking a lot of your builds all the time. But it's cool. I want to see, YouTube. We get to really see the model really well. Yeah. And
I was doing this. Well, the reason I changed the name of my channel was I was doing this show called KBCC Garage with the little characters.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So if you haven't seen those yet, that would be a reason why the name changed. Yeah, so I do a little voiceover with little people.
Do you have this on your channel?
Yeah,
I can go back and watch this because I'm going to. Sweet.
The host of the show is named Mark Atwood.
Welcome back to the KBCC Garage. I'm your host, Mark Atwood.
He's way over there.
Oh man,
I'd probably throw my whole setup apart if I went to go grab him.
Oh geez, yeah, that's awesome. See, well, you're doing skits. That's cool. Yeah. That's something different. That's pretty cool, man. I got to go check that out. Hey, see, everybody, that's another reason. If you haven't checked out Clifton's channel, KBCC Kissy Boys Custom Cars Garage, man. I just like that. I like that, man. Kissy Boy. you got to check out Kissy Boy. And he's got the mots. He's doing it.
He's got the mots.
He's got the mots.
Up there, I got the mots.
Up there in Boston. Yeah. Yeah, he's the guy up there in Beantown.
I'm the one you want to talk to.
Out of the way.
You need the mots. I got the mots. You know what I'm saying?
Oh yeah, definitely. Yeah, I gotta check that stuff out. Have you been doing it lately? Is it you're not doing it now? Are you gonna do more?
That's quite a production, dude. I mean,
yeah,
it's fun, but it's like you know from editing.
Please,
and then you add the characters into it, and then you got to have a build for it, and I got to script it first so I know what to say. So it's you do. Oh yeah, it's a whole big production, but it's fun. I enjoy it.
Yeah, well,
I do that. I'm up for a month.
Yeah. That's the thing. That's why I kind of stopped doing the kind of those skits. Although I come up with ideas and I want to so bad, but I got so much to do now. But the thing is those took so long to do. I can edit and do. I could make them faster now, but they still take some time. They were a lot of fun. I always enjoyed those. Especially when I bring, I always like doing it over at Andy's and bringing him in or bringing others in. That's always fun. So I got to go check out these little characters you got. That's a great idea.
Oh yeah,
I'm all for it, man. It's just expression and art. That's
exactly. That's
what this
what
is. That's what this YouTube stuff is. So right now, are you just dedicated to this this build you're doing right now, or do you have like a bunch of builds going? And I'm gonna get on that one tomorrow. And today I got like every night I've been saying I gotta finish this Jeep. I've gotta finish. I've been saying I haven't touched the Oldsmobile, and I keep on saying I'm getting on back on the Olds. Let's not even talk about the '66 Malibu, please. And I mean, are you like that? Or are you just dedicated to this truck right now? Or
yeah, I mean that's the way it works. I mean, I have like at least 20 things started, but it's whatever's on my brain at the moment. Because I actually had a paint mishap with the bed of that truck, so I was like, "What do I do now?"
Yeah,
so I drug another project that I started like 2 or 3 years ago. 69 GTO Judge, which has been painted for the last.
The orange one.
Orange one, yep.
That looks nice.
Yeah, and I did that was my first second airbrush paint job.
Oh yeah,
I just put a clear on it this week.
That looks nice.
I
like that. Yeah. Is that the monogram or is it?
Yep. Okay. The monogram. I actually built that when I was 16 once. I don't know where that original one went, but I wanted it again and I bought it. I got it like $10 at the model show. Everything in it.
Wow. You posted that on the group a couple of days ago or last week or something. And I was like, hey, whoa. I actually, well, I blew it up. I had to take a close look at it. I wanted to go back and look at it because I wanted to see what color stripe you had on it. Mm-hmm. You used the, I think it was the yellow. Did you use the yellow and black Judge stripe on it, or I can't remember.
Yeah, it's yellow and black Judge stripe, but I couldn't find the decals, so I just painted it on.
You painted that on?
Yeah.
Oh man! Jeez! Wow. That's a tricky one. Geez, I probably have a set of those decals.
Well, the funny thing is I found them after.
Oh, you did find the decal.
Right after I painted it, I found them.
Isn't that how it works? Hey, yeah, like you said earlier, Murphy is your roommate there, right?
Yeah, he needs to get out. He owes me money.
Not jiving, are you?
No, you need to get out. For real. The truck is my main focus at this point because this is my second time trying it, so it's like I really want to get that done, like so I can just look at it.
Oh yeah, I know that feeling, man. This has been a fun conversation, man. I love BSing about model cars, but I love BSing about model cars with my buddies. And well, you're one of my buddies. We're gonna definitely have you back. I gotta have you on with some of the other guys, and then we can all be talking model cars and cracking wise and getting silly.
There you go.
And having fun.
We got the mats over here.
That's right. We got to have it. You follow? And it's it's always a blast having fun. I mean, because that's what it's all about, right? Having fun. So, real quick, talk about your channel, what you got going, and to get the people over there. Go ahead, throw a plug out there.
Well, it's KBCC Garage on YouTube. We're here every time we post a video. Right now, I'm working on a Dodge D100 1978 flavor. Be sure to check it out. Subscribe. I don't usually ask on my channel for you to subscribe, but if you want to, if you find it appealing, subscribe, like, say something, give it a thumbs down. I don't care. It's fine. I'm still going to build my model. Anyway, back to Luka Cee.
Sweet. Yeah, I'm going to be having to do some catching up, man, because what I skimmed through, I liked what I was seeing. So, yeah, and you're definitely got some cool projects going on, done some cool projects. You like this hobby. It definitely shows. And you keep on going with the YouTubes. It's fun. There's never too many of us, and there's always plenty of stuff to talk about in this hobby that we all can do. Even if we all talk about the same exact thing, we all have our little ways of doing it. It's like tonight, you gave me some great ideas. People watching this probably picked up some cool stuff and said, hey man, I'm kind of in that same boat. I'm going to give that stuff a try. And when it doesn't work for me, I'm obviously going to blame it on you and make some comments on your
Works for me.
Whatever it takes, right? Who cares?
Yeah.
So there's something I always ask the guest to do to close out this show. Have you been practicing? Are you ready for it?
Well, of course.
I'm handing it over to you. You got the wheel.
Keep gluing those fingers together. Keep cutting that styrene.
Oh, yeah.
We'll see you in the next video.
That's right. Man, props and everything. Yeah, guys, he brought in props. Right on.
You need to take two?
Yeah, that'll work. We like it natural. I'm sorry. This right here is my wire for my ears. I'm never smart. This is a problem I have. I'm never smart enough to put some duct tape right there and I move my stuff around. You see this? You see the operation? Look at what he has here. He's got the screen, the headset. This guy is a pro. Me, I'm second rate. I don't even know what I'm doing. You got that smooth, velvety voice.
You're listening to WJJW.
There it is. Oh yeah, we're gonna have to do some collabs. We are stuff. We got to come up with some cool stuff. I hope, man, and it'd be cool, man. We maybe meet sometime face to face at one of these shows, like Atlanta or something, man.
That would be cool.
That'd be real cool. Well, he did the closeout. I just got one last thing to say is, well, here's the producers.